Hi everyone, this is Christina from Christina's Garden. Today it's time for me to propagate one of my Philodendron Jose Bueno. It's time to propagate this plant because they have a lot of air roots and they're already emerged into the soil. So by doing that, it's easier to propagate and higher chance that the plant, the cutting, will survive. And that's how I like to do it. Sometimes I do a air layering where you put a small cup in the middle of the node, and eventually it will grow or roots and adapt into a soil. There's a different method how you would propagate your Philodendron, especially Jose Bueno. But because this plant is a little bit pricey, I like to propagate them in the safest way where I have very less chance of losing them. So I wait rather than lose one. This is kind of like look like a mic. Anyway, I will show you. I have a short video. I'll put it in the side what it's look like when they're finally emerged into a soil. So what you need is a clean scissor, and I have a cinnamon powder here just to put it on the cut to seal the wound. And we'll start with this one. As you can see here, this one is really big. Look at that. And then the roots is already overflowing and it has some roots already inside the soil. So I will cut it on the roots that already emerge into a soil. So let's cut this one first. Okay. Just cut it between the node and make sure that you have enough. So this one is all the way. I'm just gonna be gently. As you can see, the color of the roots that was inside the soil and the air roots. The air roots sometimes, because this plant is a little tough, they will make it, but some of them they died. But the one that is already in the soil for a while, they will survive and it should be fine. So I'll put just the cinnamon. Try not to put it in the roots because it will dry the roots out. So just rub it into the wound. Okay, a little bit more, and you can see what it's look like. You probably can't see it that much. Okay, so this is the first cut. As you can see, it's quite big. I have 4 leaves in here and ton of roots here. Okay, let me put this one as well. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes into the cutting, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nodes into the mother plant. Put that aside. Now let me put this one here. Now this one is the second one. As you can see, it's still a nice size here. This one took a little bit time to put the roots. I hope you can see it. That's the roots, and it's already inside the soil. Let's cut it. I have probably I have 3 nodes in here, hoping that we will get some sprout here. A new growth, which is I'm sure we will, because Philodendron is quite easy. This is the one I cut, and you can see all the roots that was adapted to the soil. We'll put cinnamon. So let's cut the rest of the plant. That's number 2. I rather wait for a little bit time to get your air roots touch the soil before cutting, because for me that's the safest way, other than cutting it with the air roots, especially without the air roots, and try to. It's still successful, but for me, I like it to make sure that the plant is gonna survive, and I believe that waiting for the air roots, or at least have air roots to cut it. For me, I wait until it touched the ground and adapt to the ground for the air roots. So this one is another one. This one is growing in the bigger pots. A little bit smaller, but again, the roots is already touching the ground, the soil. And I have I have 3 roots here that is touching the ground, that it's already emerged. So even though it's a little bit smaller, I have higher chance that this one will survive. Now let's cut it. Also, you have to think about how many nodes you're gonna have after you cut the top. You want at least 2 or 3, if more better, before you cut it, because sometimes you see the air roots already emerge in the soil, but you can see that you don't have a lot of nodes in that left behind, because that's gonna shoot out a new growth. So let's do this one. So as you can see, I have 3 nodes and probably more under, and I have 3 beautiful roots here that it's already emerged in the ground. So this method is more for safer side of propagation. There you go. Now this is quite big, and as you can see, there's a lot of roots shooting out everywhere, and you can see the leaves is massive. So this is very good too. This one is really ready, and I have a ton of node left if I cut this. And I'm thinking if I cut it over here, it's gonna be a long stem. I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stem top cut, and I will have, and it's already have a new growth point here in the bottom, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna have 4 nodes left behind. So let's do it. Okay, so here's the roots that was inside the pots. And then try not to leave us, if you're gonna cut it in the future, try to do it like in the middle. If you let this root grow longer and longer in the pots, it will go around the pots, and it's harder to pull it out, and if you damage this one and it bend, and you know it will die eventually. So try to, like, okay, maybe it's been there for a couple of weeks or a month depending on the growth or season and all that. Then try to cut it when you can, not too fast but also not too long, like kind of in the middle. You kind of like wing it to yourself how long been the roots touch the ground and emerge in the ground. And of course I can't really say because it depends on the plant of how fast the plant are growing, which is tied up to a season and tied up of the condition of the plant. This one grow pretty fast, you know, they're not a slow grower. So let's put a cinnamon here. I hope that explanation makes sense. Okay, and then we'll put this one here. This one is quite big, so let me get a pot and soil and so let's go ahead and repot this plant. I use a Pro Mix soil. I will attach the picture. I use the SunGrow brand. You can choose any brand, as long as for me it's a Pro Mix soil, because they're better. This one already have fungicide and perlite and everything, so it's ready to go. So let's do first one, this big one here. So now, because I run a nursery, I sell plant online. You can visit my Etsy shop. I use a small pot as much as I can because the shipping is quite expensive, you know. So if you're doing this just for yourself, of course the bigger pots the better. So you just kind of put that roots. Now maybe this one is quite too small, but so be gentle with those roots. Now I'm gonna cut one leaves here because it's gonna be buried. Okay, so I think this plant, this big one, I'm gonna wait because it's too big. I'm gonna let it adapt to this pots, to this soil, and in a couple of months I will cut the top again. So now I have two mother plant, and then the top, hopefully we can sell it. Just push the soil a little bit. So now I have to put this in the tray to make sure it doesn't fall. And then when you water it, all the soil will be more compact. Then you can just add more soil if you need to. Here you go. Now we have one potted Philodendron Buano. Let's do the rest. Now let's do this small one, 4 leaves. Really nice variegation. You see the roots. Just push the soil gently. The noise that you hear in the background is my daughters. They're playing. Here you go. I'm gonna pull these leaves out because it's gonna be really under the ground. So now when the root is this long, you just want to go like so, like around in the pots. Gently. Okay. Before I used to do air layering propagation, but I have too many plants to maintain. I just keep forgetting and they're just emerges. The same thing with the air layering and waiting for the air roots to touch the soil. It's basically the same way. There you go. Now, this is quite big. Holding all the leaves there. Maybe this. This is full. Hold on. Another one. Thank you. Make it full, please. My bag of soil is all the way over there. Thank you. So, it's always nice to have somebody to help you. Okay. So here you go. So let's water them right away. If you have rainwater, great. If you don't have, then you don't have. No, just use hose water or something. But rainwater is always better. And there you go. That's all. I hope it helps. I hope it helps you of cutting your Philodendron Jose Buano. Why are you sneaking out of my back? So that's it for today. I hope it helps. Let me know if you have any question. Of course, you know, We don't know when the visitor is leaving. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope it helps. Good luck cutting your Jose Bueno. Hopefully they survive. Hopefully they make it. And you know, that's all we want here. So hopefully this video helped you. Thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to encourage me to do more of this video. As well, if you don't mind, check my shop, favorite my shop on Etsy, and if you see something you like, you grab it. So see you in my next video. Bye.